The Bush administration is now expected to release sometime tomorrow a videotape of Osama bin Laden talking about the attack on America. U.S. officials say it proves that he was behind it. In Afghanistan tonight, Osama bin Laden's surviving al-Qaeda loyalists appear to have run out of options and lines of retreat. Cornered high in the Tora Bora mountains, they face relentless air attack by U.S. jets and ground assault by Afghan tribal fighters and U.S. commandos. David Martin has tonight's overview of the war.
With opposition forces closing in on the cave and tunnel complexes of Tora Bora, the U.S. is sending between 200 and 300 commandos and intelligence officers into the mountains where Osama bin Laden's al-Qaeda fighters are making what could well be their last stand.
It is clearly a major fight. The people that are in there are fanatical in many respects.
South of Kandahar, U.S. Marines are searching for any Taliban trying to escape. So far, their only combat has been this brief firefight 5 days ago, in which they opened up on a Taliban convoy, killing 7. Kandahar was the last Taliban stronghold to fall, and now Tora Bora is the last remaining bastion of bin Laden's terrorist network.
It appears that the last effective al-Qaeda stronghold, but to be determined, but the last effective one right now is in the Tora Bora area.
The al-Qaeda fighters have lost the high ground, are surrounded, and been given 24 hours to surrender. Dozens of their leaders may already have been killed by a 15,000-pound bomb dropped after aircraft spotted vehicles arriving at a cave complex.
The desired effect was to kill al-Qaeda.
What sort of results are you aware of? What did your people on the ground see?
Dead al-Qaeda.
The U.S. will now try to determine exactly which al-Qaeda leaders, most importantly bin Laden, might have been killed, so it knows who must still be captured.
Those are people that we obviously hope to get control over and have a very deep involvement as to what their ultimate disposition might be.
But the al-Qaeda fighters have vowed to die rather than surrender. And in the Muslim world, tomorrow is known as the Night of Destiny, when warriors who die fighting for the cause are assured entry into paradise. Dan?
David Martin reporting live from the Pentagon. Much has been said in recent days about the caves where bin Laden's men have held out for so long. But tonight, for the first time, we can show you what at least some of them look like. The caves riddle the forbidden Tora Bora mountains near Jalalabad, southeast of Kabul. CBS's Randall Pinkston is there on the front lines.
Some of Osama bin Laden's al-Qaeda forces kept their promise to fight to the death. But many who survived an overwhelming assault on Tora Bora now have two choices: surrender or death. Backed by tank fire and intense overnight U.S. airstrikes, bin Laden's die-hard fighters fled the network of caves which had been their hiding places. There's no longer a front line on Tora Bora, this commander said, because al-Qaeda is fleeing and their forces are scattered. Local military leaders were so confident they took reporters to the land they had liberated.
We're about to get our first look at one of Osama bin Laden's caves here on Tora Bora Mountain. It's right over there on that hilltop, on the side of the hill, hidden behind the trees. It's well fortified, well concealed.
This cave was used to store ammunition, lots of it. This reporter estimates more than 5,000 boxes of the types of shells used in anti-aircraft guns. The caves and this al-Qaeda command center escaped American attacks, but not this place. U.S. bombs deforested an entire area, reducing tall trees to ragged stumps. But the sound of distant gunfire and more heavy U.S. bombing tonight indicate that some of Osama's men haven't given up.
In less than 36 hours, Afghan troops have made remarkable progress, seizing many of these caves. The problem is no one knows how many more caves there are or where they are. And no one knows where the al-Qaeda fighters are, whether they have retreated or merely regrouped for a counterattack. Randall Pinkston, CBS News on Tora Bora Mountain, Afghanistan.